9 a.m. here, Pacific Standard Time in Santa Clara County, California. And what we're going to do today is um, in the city, in the governance body of the state of California, the way that it works here is the city manager is in charge of hiring and firing the police chief. As a matter of fact, I'm here now in front of the Santa Clara County Administration Office. Officially at the Morgan Hill City Hall Developmental Services. And this is where the city manager is at this morning. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'll probably put my phone inside my jacket, and then I'm going to ask the city manager, why hasn't she done anything about Shane Palsgrove? Because Shane Palsgrove, and I've got someone looking it up right now. I have one of there's people who do research for me, and if you're one of those people and you want to do research and you're good at doing legal research and you're familiar with the internet and you spent time on the internet and you want to do research with me, you need to send me an email so I know who you are. I reach out to different researchers at different times. On this particular one, Amy is looking up right now what the rules are of the probation department here in Santa Clara County, Morgan Hill, city of Morgan Hill, here in Santa Clara County, California. If the probation rules, regulation, ordinances, statutes, if those ordinances, statutes, rules, regulations, whatever they want to call them, if the statutes in Santa Clara County say that your home can be searched if someone writes down that the record is that they're staying at that residency, and then the Santa Clara sheriffs or the Morgan Hill Police Department can then just come into your home based on the idea that someone living in your home or staying in your home is on probation, then as the person who is the homeowner, you lose your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person, house's papers and effects. You lose your rights. And so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I asked Amy to look into this morning. I just sent her the text maybe an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, and I asked her to look into what the rules, regulations, statutes are of people who are on probation here in Morgan Hill City, California. If the probation department has the right to just come into your home based on the idea that someone living in your home, and this could be your son or daughter, your cousin, your brother, your best friend, your lover, it could be that person is on probation in your home. That's what that could mean. And what that means is that if T Roy, he's the moderator in the room here, if T Roy is on probation and I say, hey, T Roy, you can stay at my house while you get back on your feet and you can just stay in this room over here. And if T Roy is on probation, then that would mean that anybody can come to my house, claim that they're an agent of the state or the government, and they could then just enter into my home without a warrant, with no warrant, with no warrant. Data not computing, data not computing. We have a standard Fourth Amendment right: no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation. Reset, because it does not compute. My hand's starting to shake because I'm getting mad. My gimbal died, so I need to recharge the gimbal. But the data doesn't compute. The Fourth Amendment would go against that fundamentally, that you do have a right to be secure in your home, regardless if someone who's on probation is in your home. And then we as the society who's now in charge, we are now the leaders, Gen X. We're the leaders, millennials. We're the leaders, the younger baby boomers. We're the leaders now. We need to review the policy that you lose your constitutional rights after you've already done your time in prison or jail. We need to review that. Why is it we should have a class of people who is left bare with no rights because they did a crime? They should have no rights. The police should be able to walk into their home anytime they want. They should never feel secure in their home ever again because at one time in life they were convicted of breaking the law, whether or not they actually had a victim or not. Then you're no longer secure in your home. We need to take a look at that. We need to review that. We need to decide if we want the cops to be able to target individuals. We're not talking about pedos here. We're talking about people on probation for shoplifting, vagrancy, loitering, people on probation because they took a plea deal. All right. So I'm gonna put the phone, I'm gonna tuck it into my wrist when I walk into the city building here because they continually are denying us services the moment they see a camera, especially because I have a little microphone on my camera. They're immediately denying us services. But I wanna talk to Christina Turner, the person in charge of hiring and firing Sheriff Shane Palsgrove here in Morgan Hill, California. That's what I want to know. I want to know why, and I want to know the policy of the probation department to be able to walk into your home and say, we're going to search the common areas, which is your house. They could say everywhere's a common area. Your bedroom's a common area. The backyard's a common area. The police can just walk into your house and search your home if someone in your home is on probation. You lose your rights. If someone lists this house as a place where they live, you lose your rights. I don't think so. So I'm going to tuck this phone away a little bit, you guys. So I'm just going to kind of put the phone here and I'm going to hold it up against my body so they don't know I'm filming because they're continually denying us access because there's a phone running, which is total dog poo. Total dog poo. So you guys do me a favor, hit the number 1 button real quick. Let me do a roll call. Where's everybody from? Drop down in the comment section where you guys are watching from. So when I look this back later, I'll know where everybody's from. If you want to do research with me and you want to get on my list of people who I send off little assignments to do research, then please send me an email to DeleteLawZ@gmail.com if you want to be on the research team, because I've got 4 people now who are doing research for me all the time that I send all the time, just little pieces of information, just little pieces of information. So, I'm going to go here and see if we can talk to Christina Turner right now. I'm going to walk into this building right now. So I'm going to put my phone, Utah's in the house. Good to see you, Pittsburgh. Good to see everybody. I'm going to kind of tuck my phone away here, guys, so it's not going to look like I'm still recording. I'm just going to put my phone in my sheath here. So you guys might see all black, but you're still going to hear because I'm going to keep the microphone out. Maybe I can, yeah. So I'm just going to, there's no better time than now. Let's do it. Phone in hand here. Phone in hand. I'll be closed on President's Day. See here. Okay. City Hall closed. They can all clearly. Hey, how you doing? Good. I was looking for Christina Turner.
I don't think she's in today.
She's not in at all today? Or number 2. That's okay. I blank out all the time.
There's not that many of us here today.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Because of the pandemic, not everyone. Yeah. They didn't.
About what was going on with the chief of police, and I just had questions about what the statutes and codes are and stuff, for the different departments of government where I would need a government official to kind of give me the what's legal, what's not legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you always want to stay within the law.
Yeah.
You don't want to break the law.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me go see if she's here or who.
Thanks. You should be able to hear better now. It should be a fair thing here. I would like to know if what the exact policy is for the probation department to be able to enter into your home. You know, that's just not the way it should be. You should not have the people who claim to be authority to
She's not here.
check. I'm just looking on.
She only comes in when there's appointment. Here's her card and her
I'm just
cell
looking
number.
online here to see if I can get the proper answers that I need.
Yeah, her cell number is on there.
Oh, so just give her a call.
Yeah.
Okay, then I can call her and ask her what she's got going here.
What the process is? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really know. I know
And
everything-
the mayor's not in, of course.
No, he comes in as needed. Right now,
He comes in
any
as
of the
needed.
top people only come in as needed.
There's no one really. What are all the positions? You got the city manager, you got the
City
mayor,
manager, do we have an
got the city attorney.
the city attorney.
The city attorney, is he in?
No, nobody, none of those people are in.
So there's no service. There's no one you can talk to at all who's
They only
available.
come in as needed. I don't know if HR, she said she saw HR here, earlier. I mean, if he's here, he would be able to tell you the process of who does what.
Yeah, if he's around, I'll talk to him for sure. So we just have to find out what the process is here, and we have to run it down all the way to the end until the end has been determined. You know, I was telling Isaiah yesterday that I watched a lot of movies as a kid being raised in Alaska, because that's what you do, is you watch a lot of movies. And I watched a movie as a kid when I was very, very young, called The Untouchables, with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And there was a line in that movie I remembered for years, and I still say it all the time. And it kind of set the temperament for me and the tone for me for my whole life. That one line from that movie, The Untouchables. It may have come out in the 90s. It may have come out in the 80s. Can anybody know when The Untouchables came out? Okay. Well, this doesn't give me any advancement then. I'm still same place, still trying to learn how it all works. Okay.
And the thing about it is that majority of municipalities, they have their own certain way of doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be done a certain way, they'll have their own.
No
way,
Christina
their own
Turner.
process.
No Christina Turner in the office.
Here, usually on Fridays, rarely anybody comes in. She was here Wednesday, I think she came in.
She was here on
She'll come
Wednesday.
in, maybe if she has an appointment or something, and then she leaves. Once this is over, everybody will be here, but right now, y'all are main
All right.
people aren't really here.
All right. Well, God bless. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Well, no services again today, huh? Well, okay, but I think that's not true. I think that's not true. So we can give her a call on the phone and see what she's got going here, because I don't know if I believe them 100% that she's not here. She might be here. I think she might be here. I think she's here somewhere over the rainbow here. So the line from The Untouchables that I remember, that when just so you know, it's about Al Capone, and in the end of the movie, Kevin Al Capone convicted, which we celebrate Capone getting convicted when the cops were the biggest alcohol swindlers in the country, and it wasn't even remotely close. That's what the entire Wickersham Commission is about the cops are corrupted to the core. Once there's an organized crime that they created, the cops are the ones running the organized crime, both for Lucky Luciano and for Al Capone. They're the muscle and the brains of the drug gang. And so they said at the end of the movie, Kevin Costner looks at Capone, who's played by Robert De Niro, and he says, you fight the fight until the fight is won. And Capone says, what'd you say? I can't hear you. And he says, you fight the fight until the fight is won. And that one line for me throughout the rest of my life, every time I'd get into a fight, which was often as a kid, I was willing to stay in the fight until the very end of the fight, until someone lost this fight. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't lose a fight after 13 years old. So, but that line, you fight the fight until the fight is won, that for me, it encompassed everything that I am today. And I fight the fight until the fight is won, no matter which fight it is. I don't care if it's a physical fight, an emotional fight, a legal fight. I don't care what the fight is. I fight the fight until the fight is won. It's very strange that a line from a movie set the temperament for me for the rest of my life. I will fight a fight until the fight is won, and I feel totally comfortable being in that fight. I'm more comfortable being in a fight than any place else in the world, especially if it's a physical fight and I'm just having to fight my way out of it. I'm very used to that. That's been my whole life. So, and the emotional fights where people are screaming and yelling, those for me are pretty easy. I've been in so many fights. It's incredible. So I just, you just have to have this basic, and by the way, this is not everybody. I don't expect you guys to fight the fight till the fight is won, unless it's about you, unless it's about you being cheated and you being railroaded. And then I expect you to fight the fight till the fight is won. I expect that. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Remember, at least half of the people that I engage with, that I help, who've been cheated by the cops, half of them quit halfway through. So I don't know. I don't really believe them. I don't know. I don't believe them that she's not here. I don't think that that's true. I think that she is here. I think that she is here. So the information I'm looking for that I sent to Amy this morning, for those of you who like to do research, I sent to Amy and I asked her, is the probation department's policy in Santa Clara County, California, is their probation policy that they can enter into anybody's home where someone is listed on probation? Because if that's their policy, that's unconstitutional, and a resident of Santa Clara has to take that up with the courts. You don't get to enter into someone's home just because someone in that home is on probation. You don't get mandatory entry into someone's home because someone is listed on probation in that home. And that's what I wanted to know, and that's what I still want to know. Has Santa Clara County or Morgan Hill Police Department, have they written unconstitutional ordinances and statutes into their probation department's policies? Because you don't have a right to come into my home if someone who's in my home is on probation. You don't have that right. My house is still my castle, regardless if someone is living in my home who's on probation. You don't get to enter into my house. You don't get to come to my house, pull out a gun, and go from room to room in my house screaming, police, 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 like you're training to go to the Middle East, where we shouldn't be to begin with. That's not how it works. That is not liberty. That is not freedom. That is not America. That is not the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. That is not what our Constitution says. So that's what I asked Amy today. Did Santa Clara County, in their probation department, did they write some garbage that they're allowed to enter into people's homes if there's a matter of record? And by the way, this is what Chief Palsgrove told Isaiah. This is the information that was disseminated to Isaiah through a third party. Just to be totally honest and clear here. But that third party is still in the dark, hasn't become public, and so I'm not going to expose anybody who's not a public entity who hasn't said that they're public about this case. So you only have your word. I suggest that you keep it. So that's what I'm trying to find out. And that's what I sent to Amy this morning. You have the right to enter into someone's house if someone who's listed their house as a record of residence, and then that goes to the other counties around Santa Clara. So if you get arrested in San Joaquin Valley, I don't know if that's an actual county or not. I'm just using it because of San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I'm a big fan of those guys, and Nate Skates and San Joaquin Audits and San Joaquin News, all those guys over there at San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I'm huge fans of all those guys. Appreciate all you. I just want to give a shout out to those guys. If you're not following them, make sure you do. They put out some great stuff. But so then if you get arrested in the county over from here, and then you go to that jail, and then you put down your address, does that address now mean that your house can be no-knock raided because someone has listed that they're a resident? And then the chief of police, he said that when they go to serve a warrant check, he said that typically they call that, when they're waiting in the entryway of a probation check, the police call that the tunnel of death. That's the tunnel of death. Really? Really, Mr. Palsgrove? It's the tunnel of death? You know, I haven't heard about a bunch of cops getting executed waiting to serve a probation search. Not lately, Mr. Palsgrove. I haven't heard of that. If that's what you're training your cops, and people say they need more training, they don't need more training. They need a third party over them watching what they're doing. And they served a warrant check on Isaiah's house, just so you know, based on a computer algorithm that said you should check this house. There was no probation request from the probation officer. Isaiah's girlfriend's brother hadn't done anything wrong or untold where you need to go check on this guy. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. They used a computer system for predictive crime prevention to randomly go to Isaiah's house and then demand a probation check that magically now included a warrant. They could just go into Isaiah's house. And that's why you fight the fight until the fight is won and you don't back down one single bit. Yeah, I told Isaiah, if some cop comes barreling into my house without a warrant, that cop's in trouble because I know the law. You can't just come barreling into my house without a warrant. The first cop that touches me, he's going to have a problem. Now, the rest, I'm going to have to surrender so I don't get shot. But the first one, he's going to have a problem. He's going to hit the ground. Because you don't get to just come running and barreling into me. I don't let any man do that to me, especially a guy running into my house saying, police, police, someone here is on probation. Someone here is on probation. Bunch of clowns. Bunch of clowns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump from here, and you guys, those free codes are posted for the ebooks and the posters. Make sure you guys take advantage of the free codes if you don't have any cash. I posted the free codes in the community for the free ebook and the free digital poster to download at no cost to you. If you go to DeleteLawZ.com, you can get the digital poster and the digital ebook for free, and then get the digital poster printed out. So that I'm going to do the second part of the lesson I did 2 nights ago. In the next day or two, I'm going to put up the step and repeat and go down that digital poster again. So make sure you guys get that downloaded. All right, make sure you guys get that downloaded so you have it. And those of you who can afford to buy it, please buy it if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Lots of people with a fixed income. Lots of people with a fixed income. The gimbal is right here. I didn't realize I needed to charge it again. So I'll get this gimbal charged up again. And this comes from YNS in Dallas. Sent me over this gimbal. Super grateful to YNS. I don't want to reveal anybody's name unless they want me to reveal their name. Especially because, thousands of people are going to watch these streams. And I don't want to offend anybody. So that's why I'm handheld right now. I'm going to go charge this gimbal right now. And then I'm going to give Christina a call. I'm going to give Christina Turner a call because this is the woman who hires and fires the police chief here in Santa Clara County. But the reason why I wanted to get the information about Santa Clara County probation department policy of whether or not they could enter into your home or not, because that's okay, trucker. Make sure you get the digital download for free. Someone just chimed in, just so you guys know, and they said they're not on fixed income, they're just broke. Dude, that's why I'm giving it to you for free. That's why I put the free codes up for folks like yourself who want to learn the law, but you don't have to give me anything to participate in your rights. You don't have to give me anything. I'll give you everything that I offer for free so that you'll learn it. 100% no charge to you. I don't need a tip. I don't need anything from you. I need you to take the documentation that I send to you and start to read it and learn it. And there's no barrier to entry. You don't have to give me $1. So just get the free poster, get the free ebook. The free ebook is just the case law, just the case law. And I couldn't even write the ebook because every time I started to write out the Supreme Court holding, the case, I would be so mad by the second or third paragraph that they're stripping us of our rights that I'd start to write just untold things about these unelected people who are appointed to government. It's just disgusting. So that's why I wanted to know whether or not the probation department had written unconstitutional policy or unconstitutional statutes that allow them to enter into your home if anybody was on probation. That's why I wanted to know the information. So, look, and TackCoin is coming out February 24th. We're going to have the testing of TackCoin February 24th. And that means that if you're an auditor, you no longer have to worry about being arrested because we're going to get you out of jail. That's what TackCoin does. The main functionality of TackCoin is to get First Amendment auditors out of the dungeon. And then the second phase of TackCoin is to see if we're going to press a civil rights case against that cop. The governance body of TackCoin will take a look at your videos and at what happened, and then we'll decide from there. The governance body, I'm only one vote in the governance body, and we'll see if we're going to pursue a 1983 deprivation of rights under the color of law if you've been arrested during the audit. So that's what TackCoin does. And we've been working on this thing forever. You have no idea. There's so much technology involved in this. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's all I'm waiting on. I'm gonna wait for Amy to get back to me or anybody else to get back to me. I'm not trying to cut Amy off on this. I know that she's going to start that research this morning to see if the Santa Clara Probation Department, Santa Clara County, had written unconstitutional policy or statutes or ordinances that would allow them to enter into your house based solely on the idea of someone getting out of jail writes down your address as where they're staying. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. I'll let you know, trucker, as soon as everything's dialed in. I'm actually going faster than my tech people. I talked to my tech people last night on the phone, and they're like, so just make sure people know on the 24th we're going to be testing. You're not going to get the actual coin on the 24th, so I got to make sure I say that because I'm going faster than the technology people are working. But I want to get this done. I don't want people to be sitting to a dungeon because they press and they use I call it a stress test on our rights is what I call it. You can call it First Amendment auditing or holding officials accountable. When I see people go out and push the police and push the public library and push the city hall, I call that a stress test on our civil liberties. And then if you're going to go out and stress test our civil liberties, even if we don't file a lawsuit on your behalf, you don't have to sit in a dungeon because you took the chance to go out and audit. You shouldn't have to sit in a dungeon. No, we'll get you out. That's the whole point. And then now we're doing something where the app with the coin work in conjunction. The app works with the coin to make sure that you're a registered user and you get a user number. There's a lot of technicalities in this thing that are just really hard to share right now until it's ready to go. So it's super exciting. Yeah, you guys do me a favor. 230 people, hit the like button. Just take your finger and just reach over and hit the like button. And then just let me know where you're from. Drop a number one. Everybody hit the number one button. Everybody hit number one. I learned that from Dennis Sperling Unfiltered, who I really like a lot. I really like Dennis Sperling a lot. I really like his channel. So if you hit the number one button and then hit the like down there, hit your thumbs up button. Apparently that gets your video out to more people. I'm just learning the YouTube algorithm, so I'm just figuring out how it all works. So I'm just going to wait just a few more minutes here before someone gets back to me regarding whether or not there's unconstitutional ordinance or statutes being written and that the city manager is allowing that or the mayor is allowing it or even the state attorney general. You know, all of those levels have to do with writing unconstitutional legislation. Unconstitutional legislation, unconstitutional ordinances, throughout the history of time have to be attacked and struck down. So the chief of police, Shane Palsgrove, told Isaiah's family that not only was there an ordinance or a statute, I don't know which one it is, but the chief of police, Shane Palsgrove, told Isaiah's side that if you don't answer the door when they come for a probation check, that they can take a battering ram and ram your door down. So even if you're inside and you're scared, the police can batter ram your door down if someone who lives there has listed that your address is a matter of record for where they live. And I just don't think that that's constitutional. That couldn't be constitutional. There's no way in the world that could be constitutional. There's just simply, I don't understand how that could be constitutionally sound. So if you're on probation, then I lose the rights to be secure in my castle. My castle no longer becomes my castle because someone on probation lives here. No, I just can't get that around my head. I can't get that around my head. And if that's the case, we've gone too far. We've gone too far. And we can all see it. Because of racism, strictly because of racism, and because of making sure that cannabis can never compete with the pharmaceutical industry or the plastic industry, there's two veins here. Harry Anslinger's vein that made sure that cannabis and drugs would always be illegal so they could never compete with the pharmaceutical industry. And then the second vein is racism, where laws were created based on racism, and we just kept our mouths shut because it wasn't against us. And I say us because my family's been here since the Revolutionary War. We were poor, so we didn't have any significance in government. But now that we all have significance in government, I'm going to make sure that we talk about it and we get it out there. And then people here in Santa Clara, if you live in Santa Clara County or you live in Morgan Hill, you're allowed to press suit against them because you live here as a resident under a constitutional violation. The ordinance is unconstitutional. You have to. So Isaiah has the right to press that because you have to be affected by the unconstitutional statute or ordinance. So if you live here, you can't just sue and say the statute is unconstitutional, the ordinance is unconstitutional. You have to be affected by the unconstitutional statute or the unconstitutional ordinance. I'm just going through my brain of stuff that I know. So Isaiah has the right to push that those statutes would be removed because they would be deemed unconstitutional. So we need to know what statutes those are. What statutes are those? What ordinances are those that allow the probation department to come to your house and just raid your home based on the idea that maybe someone might be there who said that they could be at that address? The matter of record for them where they get their mail is at your house, so now you lose your constitutional rights. The cops can come into your house anytime they want and search all the common areas. Your living room, your bathroom, your backyard, your garage, your hallways, your attic, your basement, your fun room, your man cave can be searched now by the police in Santa Clara if they say that someone on probation has listed your address as a residency. No way, no way, no how, no way, no way, no effing way, no effing way can you dirty rats come into my house and search my home because someone here wrote down their address as a matter of record and I'm getting mail for them. I'm just collecting their mail for them because they're having a hard time. They're addicted to drugs. They're homeless. They're dealing with their own sets of mental issues. They use my address as a place to get mail because they know that I'm based and I'm sound and I'm going to make sure they get their mail. And then the cops show up to my house here in Santa Clara and say someone here who said that they had this address as a matter of record said that they live at this residence. I tell the cops, I say, no, they don't live here. I collect mail for that gentleman so that he can continue to live his life, and there's a trusted friend or family member who will collect his mail for him because he needs help. He's having a hard time. Well, sorry, Mr. DeCastro, this house is the matter of record. Step to the side. We're coming in your home. We're going to search every room in the house and the common areas, except for your room. You can close and lock your room. What? And how? Now I got 10 guys walking through my house. And by the way, during that process, they might detain me for their safety, meaning I go in torture cuffs while they search my home with no warrant. Because that's a statute or ordinance written in the Santa Clara Probation Department policies. No, dude. No. And if that doesn't make you fighting mad, then you don't really love the Constitution. You don't really love the Bill of Rights. then you don't love it. You don't love it like I love it. I love it. Just so you know, when you do the reading, when you do the heavy reading of understanding how our country was formed, you will fall in love with this country. When you understand how our Constitution was written and you read the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers, you're going to fall in love with how much these guys took it to the very limit to try to get us all the rights that we could possibly need. And then we've just never lived by it. We've never lived to the standard of the Bill of Rights, or we've never lived to the standard of the Constitution. We've never lived up to it. We've never lived up to it. And now I believe that Christina Williams is in this building, and I believe that they're hiding her so that she doesn't have to face me and answer tougher questions. I think that they're monitoring my YouTube page. I think that they're watching what we're doing, and I think they don't want to have to answer these questions of whether or not something is constitutional or unconstitutional. That's what I think. I think they're hiding from us is what I think. That's what I think. That's what I believe. So, all right. I don't want to leave anybody hanging, but I want to go and I want to charge my gimbal, number one. And then number two, I want to just go and just start to research. I think Amy probably has an answer for me by now. I'll check my text messages when I get off here. And then I'm going to call Christina Williams on the Christina J. Turner. And just so you know, the city manager is in charge of hiring and firing the chief of police. This woman here. And you can look it up online. This is the way governance works. Christina Turner is in charge of hiring and firing the police, the chief of police. So don't blow her up because I want to get her on the phone. I just showed you who it was. I didn't realize I was showing you guys the number and everything. Don't blow her up yet. Let me try to get a hold of her without blowing her off the rails, you know. She might be a very nice person for all we know, but we also know that she hired Shane Palsgrove, who then told Isaiah's side that the police have every right to enter into your house because your brother listed that he is on, that's his matter of record, and that the police can break your door down. The police can break your door down. Is that true, Mr. Palsgrove? Is that true, Mr. Palsgrove? That there's an ordinance that allows the cops to break my door down? To use a battering ram to break my door down? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Are you sure about that, Mr. Palsgrove? Are you sure? Because we're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I've extended those free codes for the next week so you guys can get my free ebook and free poster using the codes over the next couple days. I've extended the free codes. So you can go to DeleteLawZ.com, use the codes I put in community. They're listed. I put them out publicly. So now everybody can get the free codes to get the free digital poster download and get the free digital ebook download. There's no reason why you can't educate yourself. I gave you what I sell for free. You get it for free. So you should take advantage of that now and download that ebook and read those 20 or 25 laws in there so you know what your rights are. And then you guys should have that digital poster for when I teach the second part of the walk down the history of time. I did the first part already. It was an hour and 45 minutes. If you guys haven't seen that, you guys should definitely watch that hour and 45 minutes I did the other day, where I walk down and teach you your first 10 liberties, teach you how the Supreme Court took away the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment by using Cruikshank, Reese, and the slaughterhouse cases. We go in great deep analysis the other day of that, of an hour and 45 minutes of the poster, which is why I want you guys to get it and get it downloaded. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to jump. I'm going to get over there, and I'm going to... I haven't talked to Susan Bassey. If anybody wants to let Susan know I'd like to speak to her while I'm here in town, I would love to meet up with Susan Bassey. If anybody is here... Oh, is X Factor in the room? I'm just seeing the comments here. If X Factor's in the room, what's up, X Factor? You know we have court on the 23rd, X Factor. We better file that last motion if we're going to file it. And then, you know, by the way, we have grounds to fight the case of my ticket in Tempe just based on simple no signage. Just based on that there's no signage. We have the right. X Factor, what's up, Playboy? We have the right to fight my ticket on the grounds purely that there was no signage for me not to realize that the road was closed. The causation of me taking a right turn on a road that was closed, the causation, that's a legal term. The causation is that there was no signage telling me that there would be no right turn available. It didn't exist. So we can fight the ticket strictly on those grounds as well. Meaning that the causation of me breaking a law running a light. If I even ran a light, I didn't see it because I was in the middle of the intersection. We can fight the ticket on the basis that there was no signage, and they have a historical problem of no signage, So, yeah, and then when I get back to Arizona in the next few days, I'm going to go back down through Cali, through LA, and then I'm going to pop over to Arizona. And then when I get to Arizona, I'm going to do a fundraiser where the most you can put in is $10. You can't put more than $10 in, and get 1,000 people to put in $10 each, and then present that to the Arizona Highway Patrol and see if they have 10 people, 10 personnel, 10 cowards who are willing to do the 10-minute and we should make it a 20-minute handcuff challenge, because no one's ever put in handcuffs for 10 minutes. It's never 10 minutes. It's always 20. It's always 20 minutes. It's always 20 minutes at a minimum, that once they put the torture cuffs on you, the torture cuffs are on you. So, yeah, let's find out though. And let's find out what those ordinances and statutes are in Santa Clara, if the probation department has written unconstitutional ordinances. That's what we really need to learn. We really need to learn that. We really need to learn and understand that. And then I'm going to get off so that I can come back on here later today and tell you guys what I found, and we'll get into that. So trucker, make sure you download those posters and ebooks. The codes work. They're free. So get them right away. And then those of you guys who can't afford to buy my ebook and poster, please do so. And I appreciate that, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to give me anything for you guys to learn the laws and to participate down this journey of getting our country back from the police state. We live in a total police state, and that's what this journey is really about, is changing the police state, prison state, death state, where you can just be killed and your life doesn't matter, and they can run roughshod over you, and there's no recourse for you. So that's what this journey is really about. We have to take our rights back from these disgusting people, because they're disgusting. Anybody who would uphold the idea that I could enter into your house because someone in your house is on probation, that's pretty disgusting. That's pretty disgusting. If you came to my house, or I came to your house and said, "Oh, your cousin or your lover or your best friend or your brother is on probation, and because they are, you will open your door and I will search your home," the person who does that is a total coward and a fraud and an unconstitutional piece of garbage. There's just no other way to see it. There's no other way to see it. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me talk for a little while. I appreciate it. We're just going to keep on going down the line. The cops in Arizona are the first cops I'm suing. Those are the first people that are going through the lawsuit that we're suing them. I've exhausted all administrative options now, so now we can move forward with our lawsuit. Okay, so that's what I've got. All right, guys, I'll catch you with you guys a little while. Make sure you guys connect with X Factor. The guy's amazing. If you guys have traffic tickets, X Factor can get rid of your traffic tickets. He's an amazing guy. He really is. Super happy to meet you all, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, talk to you soon. Later, Gator.